Hey everyone, this is Ale and welcome to the Sanctum. So today we're going to talk about the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. I am a huge fan of Colette. In fact, I've used these cards probably quite a few times this past week, getting to know them personally after using the app for a while and realizing that, I really kind of like these cards. I wanted to play with. And if you hear the little huffy in the background, that's my little husky. He's 60 pounds of love. So he's decided to join us on this lovely oracle trip today. So here's the thing about this deck. It hits home. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna show you some of the cards, of course, like I always do. And one of the things about this deck that you're going to find, like deep knowing, is they're very, like surreal, like, kind of like a retro new age kind of feel, but not new age in like the sense of like, 1960s kind of thing. I'm talking more along the lines of like a very style of painting, and that was very much not a rendering like lifelike when you think about painters and stuff, but more of a new age system that they had where everything seemed to be a little bit more romance, a little bit more time for a nap. I'm like, yes, well, yes, it is. However, it's not, because it's actually just past, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon on East Coast time. But the thing I love about this deck, besides the fact that it is a little bit big, all of her cards are usually a little bit bigger than normal decks, which I actually like because you get to see the cards and they seem a little bit more realistic in the sense of they fill your vision. The Thinker, like Rodin's Thinker, which I love, but it's different because there's a different scene in the back. It makes you think and see that she's more alone and what kind of thoughts she has. But at the same time too, you're looking at the concept. This one I love, higher power. This one is so reflective, and if you look deep, you can see there's a shadow of a woman in there, of spirit. These cards on their own, you don't almost have to read the guidebook, but I'm going to be honest with you, reading the guidebook is helpful in a lot of ways. A lot of times it's nice to read the guidebook just for the guidebook itself. You learn so much about yourself and your perceptions with reading the guidebook. So here you go, mending. I'm going to leave that up for a second. I'm going to show you the guidebook. Now the guidebook pictures in the inside are not color. They are smaller, as you can see. And look, second card is yin. The first card, by the way, number 1 is yang. But it's interesting because she breaks it down to essential meanings, the oracle's message, a relationship message, and prosperity and protection. Now the protection is like what we normally call it on tarot, the reversal. But I actually like it better as a protection, because to me that's what the reversals are about. It's about the concept of being protected. Hey, look, you're heading on the wrong course. You got a course correct. You need to protect yourself. Hey, if you continue in this manner, things can go bad for you. It's time to think about yourself here. It's time to regroup. And I like that concept better, because versus reverse, meaning an absolute negative, positive, negative, light, dark. This makes it more shades of gray, because sometimes protection is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a mix of good and bad mixed combined. Like, hey, look, you're out of balance. You may need a smack on the butt to wake yourself up and go forth and do the right stuff. that kind of thing. And to me, that is a difference that I wish more cards make. Now, and it's interesting because one of the things that Colette talks about with her decks is the fact that she's very much into the aspect of, with the oracle messages, of being deeper wisdom to really touch the soul and to touch your intuition and spirit and guide you where you need to be. It's a reflection of not only your deepest thoughts and your deepest moods, but to bring you to a place where you can see where you need to go. If you're reading for yourself, or even if when you're reading for others, is to navigate them forward if they're stuck. And I love that because to me, the best part about it is the fact that you're looking at this whole concept of, it could be a mix of positive, negative, good, bad, gray, gorgeousness. And the idea is, hey, look, you're doing great so far. If you go to the left, you could end up with the most awesome miracles ever in your life. Are you prepared for that, though? Do you need to stop for a second, regroup, get yourself together before you get that miracle? Or do you want to go to the right, avoid the miracle for a while, and maybe not get it at all, but still have a happy life? And that's something that, until I worked with this deck, it never dawned on me. Now, don't get me wrong, I have some of the other decks that I work with do have similar concepts, but this deck, it's like, boom, it's there. And wow, what a concept. So I'm going to do a reading for you. I'm going to read some of it directly from the book. And one of the things about this book is she talks about engaging in answers in 1, 2, 3 card readings. You can do more. You could do, she talks about a 1 card reading, 2 card reading, 3 card readings. She talks about multiple card readings, about each card has 5 readings, meanings to the deck. To each card, the essential, the oracle message, the relationship, the prosperity, the protection message, depending on which it does. She gives examples, which is great. So what I'm going to do is, and by the way, these decks is perfect for shuffling. So we're talking, I know, I'm heathen, but I'll be honest with you, to me this is the only way I can know that for sure this deck is mixed. Oh, and for the record, I have done this like multiple times, so I know the deck is mixed. No cards are sticking together. I got this deck on Sunday. So it's Wednesday, 2 days, but it feels like I've had this deck so much longer because I've worked with the app and the pictures have just been amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 3 cards from the deck, and then we're going to take a reading, okay? So for us for the coming week, what is the thing that Spirit, the universe, needs us to know? The elements. Clean it up. Oh, these two seem to be one together, so all right. Oh, all that glitters. Oh, I love that mask. And no place like home. All right, so these are our 3 cards, and I'm going to take the deck out from underneath. Place that off to the side. So, clean it up. All that glitters. And no place like home. So, let's talk about them. So, clean it up. When you look at it, you see the you see this deer cleaning up the dust out in the middle of wherever, and it's saying, you know, when you just look at it, it's telling you, hey, look, it's time to clean up what's going on here. Let's get to it. So it says, let's get to, according to the essential meaning, let's get to the core of the situation. Freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. So it's telling us that, hey, you know, if you're ever bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight, Would you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home too? Is it too much work, too much overwhelm? It's time to clean your house. Every item out of place matters away. Every item out of place matters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, takes up energetic space. So it's time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for miracles that are lining up for you. I love that. I love that sense. It's like, get to it. Clean it out. It's time to like make room. Stuff is coming. What are you going to do about it? Well, clean it up. Clean out. So let's try all that glitters. It says it's a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress up something in disguise to its true nature. Trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. Which, I like, the mask part actually appeals to me because, as some of you can probably tell from my voice, I am American, and right now, we're going through a time in our history that is like none other. And I have probably had my PTSD triggered more often than any other time in my life. And so donning a mask is basically how I'm surviving a lot of this. A lot of this. That and immersing myself and learning more about my craft. Why? Because the more I learn, the better I feel content, the more I feel confident to deal with whatever comes my way. The more my PTSD recedes. So it's a way of control, but at the same time too, it's a way of not necessarily curing, but in a way it is curing that aspect. To me, it's about making sure that I look beyond the superficial and look to the core of issues. So what are you not looking to the core of? What are you just looking at the superficial? Are you donning masks too much and not taking time for the real you? Have you forgotten who the real you is? And I'll be honest with you, I had really, truly lost part of that. And recently I reconfirmed myself with doing this channel, doing some writing. I'm actually working on some oracle cards, taking some classes and reinvesting in me, the real me. And it has been synchronicity on a level of things coming together like unbelievably scary, wonderful. Oh my God. So yeah, look beyond the superficial. You got this. So no place like home. So look at that. Home is in the middle of the sky. Where the moonlight is. It's so far, far away from everybody else, so nobody can touch me. Yay! Okay, I admit that I love that picture because I really like the fact that occasionally you like to get away from everybody else. So the meaning says it's authenticity. It's coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you feel, or you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as an observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. So it's kind of an interesting way to look at it. You are authentic self at home. You should be. You should be able to be secure and safe in your skin. You should be able to look beyond the superficial. We know we don masks at times, but sometimes you got to be yourself, your true self, regardless. And what baggage you're holding on to. It's time to clean it up, clean it out, get it out of there. Why? Make more room to be authentic. So that's our key for the week. Be authentic. Clean out the mess that doesn't work anymore. Be our true selves. As you can tell, I really like these cards. They hit home in ways that you just can't find any other way. I've done some readings for some friends of mine and some others, and we're finding that these cards are really, really hitting home. So, The Wisdom of the Oracles by Colette Baron-Reid. It is a 10 out of 10. I would give it a 20 out of 10 if I could. One, it's not necessarily because I just love Colette herself. She's so honest and wonderful. But also for the fact that for the first time ever, I have found a deck that instinctively I respond to and get without reading a guidebook. I can see the positive and the protective. And the concept of protective is just like, yes, somebody who understands where I'm coming from. So yeah, if you can do it, and right now, I'll be honest with you, I think I got this from Amazon for like $17, $18. Go for it. Get it. If you can, on her website right now, she has it so you can actually play with that deck for a little bit. Do so. Play with the deck. Try it out. You will be amazed at how wonderful it is to work with. Not every oracle will resonate with you like it does with anybody else, but try it. I think you will find for yourself that there are parts about it that will just totally amaze you. So yeah, give it a try, give it a whirl. I'll put some links below where you can learn more about Colette, where you can get the deck from Hay House as well as from Amazon, and I'll see you soon. Bendithia.